Hello, YouTubers and faithful friends. Here I want to show you a video on how you can get a small micro SD card to work with Raspberrian. So here we have an SD card. I've just pushed it into the computer. This is the card that I want to use with my Raspberry Pi. So here, this already has an OS on it, but for the purpose of this demo, I'm going to take the OS off and start over to show you guys how I did it. So we take this basic SD card here, which is a 128 gigabyte micro SD card, and I do an erase on it. And the erase here, you don't need to name it, just make it here as Microsoft FAT. Microsoft FAT on this Mac is actually FAT32, so go ahead and erase it. Once this thing is erased, we're then ready to install the operating system from Raspberry Pi. Now the card is erased, you want to unload or unmount this untitled thing, which is actually your boot area. I'm sorry, no, this is actually the whole SSD. This thing should be, 127. So eject that, and once that's ejected, we want to then run this command. So I found that this command works good on the Apple. I'm running an Apple Mac Pro with High Sierra. This command here, so I have this image on my downloads directory for the Raspberrian. So I have 2017 1129 Raspberrian Stretch Lite, which is what I want. And my output file is going to be dev disk rdisk2. Let's make sure that's right. So here on your disk utility, you want to go to this thing here and say, what disk is it? Yes, yes, yes. There's disk 2 right there. So this is going to work just fine. So now we can run this command and take note of this command here. It's very important. So some people are saying to put in a conf variable or command line parameter. This one worked the best for me. Some people are running this thing with a 1 megabyte. I'm running it with 4 megabyte size, and this has worked very well. This will run faster to convert to create this this image on this mini SD card. So I'm going to use rdisk2. Going to use this image here of Raspberrian, which I downloaded from the Raspberry site as a zip file and unzipped it. dd command, going to use this this BS 4 megabytes, and again this is macOS High Sierra, and the output is going to be my rdisk2. So let's begin. This might take a minute or so to complete. And I had great success with this a moment ago when I took it down to the Raspberry Pi and I tried it. I actually got to a Raspberrian prompt and I was able to resize a partition and get this thing using the Raspberry Pi-config program. I got this thing to 112 gigabytes. So out of the 124 gigabytes, I had 112 gigabytes usable on my Raspberry Pi 3B model. So I'm pretty happy with that. So anyway, once this thing is done, I'll take it down and create a video of how this thing boots up and show you folks how to get a 128 gigabyte micro or mini SD card to work on your new Raspberry Pi. I would have bought a 256 gig if they weren't like 4 times as expensive as a 128 gigabyte. So the 256 gigabyte as of say March 2018 was about $100 or $80 for a good one. I paid about, I think, $28 to $30 or something for the Samsung 120 gigabyte micro SD on Amazon. So I wanted the Samsung brand. I think this is a class 10 card I'm using, so it's working out pretty good. So I just use these Raspberry Pis for file servers, and I use them for Asterisk for a phone PBX at home. I have one of these running already. It has a 64 gigabyte card in it, and I wanted to get a second one running. I really wanted to see if I could get a 128 gigabyte card to run, and I did, so I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm waiting for this command to complete. There, it's done. The command's complete, and the next video will show you this thing booting up in the Raspberry Pi. I'm really thankful for your attention and watching this, and have a great day. Thank you. And let's save this thing and